removing the original battery, which came out of a golf cart, I believe. And I'm also removing the battery tray because we're going to put a bigger actual automotive battery in it to keep up with the amplifier and all the other lights and stuff that I put on it. Because right now my headlights dim when the bass hits too hard, so that's a problem. So we're going to relocate the battery from this side to the other side on top of the frame rail where there's hopefully some space. We'll find out. But for now, it's got to go. So the 5 bolts holding it in got to come out. I mean, they were originally 10 mils, but I put all these T35 stainless M6 bolts. So 5 of those come out, and then we have to reroute all the wiring, probably extend the battery cables. Or maybe even shorten them because the starter's on that side, so they might actually just have to be shorter, at least the positive. The negative is going to get grounded to the frame, so that really doesn't matter. But yeah, bigger battery incoming. Alright, we're done. I'm mostly done with the battery box. Turn around. So when it's under the bed of the truck, this can move a little bit, get the battery in. Good use of a rusty old square. I just gotta drill a hole in these so I can put either a padlock or just a nut and bolt for now, just to make it secure. Well, I was wondering what happened. I ran out of welding wire. I gotta go get some more now. Dang it. I come bearing gifts. The mini truck brakes got delivered early, like 2 days from California. They're a little heavy, but I did get welding wire because I ran out. Change of plans. I'm not gonna weld the second one in the back. It just, this paint makes way too much smoke and fire, and I'm a little worried about lighting the truck on fire. So I'm gonna put ribs on the bottom of this to sit on it, and then maybe weld a nut so we can clamp on to the frame in the back. Okay, I'm done making the battery box. That's got mounting. What's the word?
Mounts?
It's got mounts, so we're good now. So now I just gotta paint it. Okie dokie. I cleaned it, did it the right way. Now we paint. I'm sorry, now we prime. Alright, that came out pretty good. Alright, battery tray still a little bit tacky, so while that's drying completely, we're gonna work on extending some of the wires so we can move the battery from the passenger side for this truck, passenger side, left side, to the driver's side, which involves extending these two, because they get attached to the harness right behind this heat shield, but the harness that's right there on the side of the frame, they stick out right behind that. But since we're batteries on this side, I don't feel like taking the harness apart and rerouting them. We're gonna take the blue amplifier cable and reroute that, because that comes out of the middle of the front of the truck, so it should be long enough if we just pull it back and run it on the other side. These, however, it's too much work to cut open the harness, so we're gonna make a little cable that jumps from this side to that side with some of the cable over there. Not the orange stuff, that's excessive. I have some like 8 gauge, that should be plenty for these 3. And the positive is actually pretty easy because the starter is on the driver's side. Can you see it? Starter's here. So our battery's going to be right above it. So well, it's right here. This is the positive cable. So we just pulled it back from that side. It's actually too long. We're going to shorten it up a little bit. Use the same cable. Put new ends because the new battery has larger terminals. And that's going to be easy. The negative is... I don't know where it... Oh. Negative's here. It goes to the middle of the cross member and it gets grounded to the transfer case before... Well, before it was coming from the other side, going to the center of the cross member, and then to the transfer case. Now we're just switching sides. So what I'm going to do is unbolt it, flip the eyelet around so that the wire is pointing this way. And we should have enough slack to make it right to the battery without modifying the ground at all. Okay, well, I can't turn it completely, but I can turn it 90 degrees so at least it's not facing the wrong way, it's facing up. Gives it a softer bend and it should have more slack to get it to the side I want it now. Oh yeah, might even zip tie it to the speedometer cable, get it out of the way. This should be plenty. I wonder if I can even go around. Nah, that might be a little tight. Still have to cut off the end of it and put the new terminal. Well, I thought it was a steel ring terminal on it, but it's actually brass, so I might just use that. It cleaned up pretty good. It fits through one of these. There we go. Hydraulic crimper would have been better, but hammer and a piece of steel works pretty good too. It's on there nice. Because we have so much slack, I'm just going to go around this. Battery tray is finally dry. Hardened up nice. So the way it sits in the truck, this end gets bolted. Obviously it's got the captive nuts. This side though, it just sits on the frame. So what it did is it took a piece of fuel line and ripped it down the middle. So I can put it over it, make like a gasket, bumper, whatever you want to call it, just so it doesn't vibrate and scratch the paint on the frame and have rust issues later. So we'll stick that on there and then throw it on the truck. And I ran the wires yesterday, so we're pretty much ready to wire it up and fire it up.